everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Open. Sure, thanks everyone for watching, listening, wherever this thing is, YouTube, Spotify, or Apple. Thanks for tuning in. This week we have the legend Varad. I hope I'm saying your name right. Varad, is that correct?
Varad, yeah.
Varad? Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks, man, for coming on and doing this thing.
Thanks
Really,
for having me,
really
man. It's a
appreciate it.
pleasure. Yeah.
We're just chatting offline about a whole bunch of stuff, and it's always fascinating to see other people's work, especially in the city of Toronto, because there's so many of us, and it's just cool to chat about what we do, why we do it, kind of thing. And yeah, man, thanks again for calling. Maybe for the people that don't know who you are, maybe a quick intro about yourself.
My name is Varad Thalnerkar. I came to Canada about 8.5 years ago. Did my master's, working full-time now.
Yeah.
And photography has been my passion for the longest time. I think it's been a decade now.
Okay.
But I really started getting serious about it in the last 6-7 years, I believe.
Yeah. And what made that turn for you to kind of take it a little bit more seriously?
Just self-motivation. I was like, I have my camera sitting with me. It's just collecting dust.
Yeah.
I'm like, I should put this to use more often than I was doing it. But
Nice.
it was just that, okay, I need to do more of this. I like it, and I should, it's just simple. I have to do more of it.
Yeah. It's always the struggle to actually do it.
Yeah.
Because it's easy just not to pick up the camera. So
yeah.
Was there
Absolutely.
did you have a discipline, or was there a goal you had in mind, or how did you
Not
actually kind
really.
of get up and do it?
So back when I first started, my family had a point and shoot, Canon point and shoot.
Yeah.
And I was just experimenting with that for the first few years. And then after my undergrad, my parents gifted me with Canon 60D. It's an APS-C sensor camera.
Yeah.
And came with a kit lens. And I just took it out just to capture random things on the street.
Yeah.
Out in the woods, whatever I can look at, something that's different to me than what other people have captured.
Yeah.
So it was just putting my skill to practice more. And then it got paused because I then focused on studies. And then I had to come here to do masters. And then, it was just in the bag sitting. And then I was like, you know what, I have some time and I should put in to improve my skill set. Yeah.
Yeah. Just curious, what's your master's in?
I did my master's in automotive engineering.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool, man.
Yeah.
That's good. So it's kind of like both sides, you have the engineering side, and then you also have the creative side to it. It's kind of like both sides of the brain kind of thing are going.
Yeah.
Which is cool,
It's pretty common joke back home. I don't know if it's pretty common here that whoever gets into engineering, engineering sort of brings out the creativity side of it, of the person.
Interesting.
I don't know how is that. I don't know. It was basically people not liking engineering, and then they were like, okay, fine, I don't like this. What should I do? And then the whole creative process starts working.
Or maybe that's how they find out that they're creative.
Probably.
Because they don't really like the engineering or the science or the math or I knew pretty early on that I hated I didn't enjoy math or science. I just wasn't really for me. So I kind of knew early on about oh no, I'm more creative and I like making things, so
right.
So but yeah, I could kind of see it I mean even now I think being an engineer is very creative. I think you can make a lot of cool things. You can really kind of dream it. Look at what Elon Musk is doing.
I know, crazy. It's pretty crazy, man. Handling so many business all at the same time.
Yeah,
it's just mind blowing.
You can probably dream up some pretty cool things, and really kind of expand your mind that way. But
absolutely,
yeah, man, cool. Well, I mean, yeah, it's good. Again, it's just good that you just kind of picked up the camera and kept going because otherwise, your camera's probably still sitting there and so
it was I used my APS-C sensor for the longest time, and then I wanted to make a switch to a full frame mirrorless. That's when I was like, okay, fine, I need to if I need to improve on my skills, and the fact that I was more into landscape photography, so the
Right.
lenses that I had, I wanted to utilize them at their focal length, full focal length. So I was like, I needed
Yeah.
a full frame mirrorless, and that's
Yeah.
when I got this Canon EOS R, and then
Mm.
that motivated me to go out and shoot more. I'm like, now that I've invested more money, I have to make it to
Yeah.
use.
You almost feel compelled that you have to now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's good, man. Like, I mean, like, what's like your dream gear kit?
Uh,
Yeah.
I was actually talking to DJ about it. I told him that I'm eyeing on R5, R6,
Okay.
the top
Nice.
of the line, but not anytime soon.
No.
Hopefully, sometime in the near future.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you never know, man.
I know.
You
Yeah.
never know what's gonna happen.
Yeah. But that's my dream setup. Yes.
Is that right?
Yeah.
You're a Canon guy.
Pretty much.
Good.
Yeah.
I'm Canon too, so
Yeah.
it's gonna work out well.
Yeah. Hopefully.
Well, yeah, it should. It should. For the people that don't know who you are, I'll quickly share your Instagram page, and people definitely go check out Varad here. This is his handle, and yeah, man, we're just chatting offline about the eclipse, and how was like your first time?
I know.
So crazy.
This year
How
has
worked
been
out for you?
absolutely phenomenal in terms of celestial events.
Like, I love how like you see like the freaking, what do you
Prominences
call
and
it?
the flares. Yeah.
Like the
Yeah.
flare. I guess so. Like the solar
Solar
flares
flares.
coming off.
Yep.
That's a crazy image, man.
I was baffled. All the raw images won't give you any of this look. And then once I started processing it, I was like, holy, this is some next level stuff. I was genuinely not expecting that I would capture something like this, but I was pretty happy.
Yeah, like when I was chatting with Eddie a few weeks back, he said it was like an emotional experience, like it was very
really
like
was.
spiritual and all that. So
it really was.
No kidding, eh? Like,
came to a full circle that one watching it as a kid and then now capturing it.
Yeah, you were saying offline that you saw it back in India, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Long time ago.
What's your tip for people that want to go out next time and shoot this thing?
My tip would be just do a little bit of a research if you haven't shot eclipse before. It really helps. It really helps to understand your gear. It really helps to get your settings right. Because capturing all the different phases is not that difficult, but it's really crucial time to do the totality. And try to be in the center of the totality. You get more time. Even 30 seconds counts.
Really?
So if you were like in the middle line, so if you look at the path, there's a whole region and then there's a center line. So in the center line is where you'll get the maximum amount of time of the totality. And as you get away from the center line, the time reduces the amount of time, the totality you will see. So if you want more time to view totality, make sure you're in the center line.
It's a good tip, man.
This is I had no idea about any of this.
It's crazy.
Just all the research on YouTube. YouTube has so many stuff, man.
Crazy, man.
Like you can literally learn anything from zero.
YouTube University.
YouTube University. Yes, absolutely.
That's it.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, this was one of the shot that I just edited on my way back home. My friend was driving, and I just all these this one and the previous one I just edited on the go.
Yeah. Lightroom.
All just the basic adjustments.
Yeah.
But when I came back home, I watched a few videos on how to actually process all the eclipse pictures, and then I realized I can extract more details, which is how you see the prominences.
Yeah.
And then there's other techniques on how to make all those flares more defined. I didn't post any of those pictures. It's just sitting in my drive. Yeah. You're
not going to post them, eh?
I mean, I I wanted to, but then all the other pictures came along. I'm not really a person who follows a grid, but it's like a moment. That moment has
Yeah.
passed. Maybe if I'm doing a recap of a year, I'll include those.
Screw the grid. Just post what you want.
I don't really follow the grid, but yeah.
Yeah, there's people out there that have a whole like scientific formula for the grid.
Yes.
And for me personally, it's like, I don't know. I just post whatever I want to post, man. Like, I don't really.
True.
Life's too short.
Life's too short.
I
Yeah.
can't.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
I can't worry about that stuff sometimes.
Yeah.
You know, like.
I mean, some people curate the whole gallery to look in a certain way, and it does look really good. But to each his own, man.
Sure. You gotta do it for you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's just crazy, man. It doesn't even look real. Like, it looks like it's like AI almost. You know.
I know. Did you go out and shoot?
I didn't actually. I was just chilling, but then I saw everyone else doing. Like, oh man, I guess I missed out.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hey, no worries, man. The next one is in 2026. But you'll have to travel.
It's in where? Iceland, Spain?
Spain, Iceland, and there's one more place.
I'm down for a road trip or a plane trip.
It's if it's in Iceland, it's gonna be amazing. Like if everything lines up, the weather, the place, the foreground, and like you can do a bunch of crazy stuff.
In 2026, eh?
Yeah, August.
Okay. Well, you never know, man.
Yeah.
You never know. But I mean, your thing is like is landscape. That's like your thing.
That's what I've done most. Yes. Yeah. Like,
would you call that like your niche though?
Yes, it just came naturally. I love the nature. I love the outdoors more than anything else. So whenever I'm outside hiking or just out with friends, I'll just capture something.
Yeah. I guess it's like peaceful too. You have like the nature aspect and
yeah,
I get it.
I mean, photography has been an outlet for me to, you can say, kind of find an inner peace. Whenever I have a camera, looking through the viewfinder, it's just a whole different, like everything else, those reels where people have put in, oh, what photography does for you, and then there's like audio going on and everything goes silent and then you're just focused.
Yeah, that's
it's something like that. Like whenever I'm looking through the viewfinder, everything else just shuts down and it's just me and
it's hard to explain for someone that doesn't really understand.
True. Yeah, it's kind of like a feeling. It's just something that takes away all the stress and all the negative stuff that's been going in your head.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's where most people start is it's fun and it's something to take your mind off stuff, and from there it can go a bunch of different ways, right? You just don't know where it's going to go sometimes. But I think that's at the very start. I think that's what it is for a lot of people. It's just to be able to like do something to take your mind off stuff, and it's fun, it's creative, and you got to meet people and you got to see different parts of your city that you might not see before, and it kind of like snowballs into that, especially in Toronto where there's just so many people out there doing the same thing. There's so many neighborhoods,
so many,
there's so many, and now it's like summertime, so now there's always something going on in the city that you can shoot. So it's the best part of the year.
It's all about going out and just creating something. Doesn't have to be perfect, but the more you do it, the better you get at it.
And like for me, it's like, I want to make something, but if it doesn't happen, that's cool too.
I mean, there's no pressure. You go out, you don't. I mean, there are days for me too. I won't go out for weeks. And then all of a sudden, something within me will spark me. Okay, fine, I have to go out. And then maybe it's a nice sunset, or I'm usually a sunset person.
Are you?
I want to go and capture sunrise, but it's just so difficult to get up early in the morning.
Hi, Eddie. Sunrise? Yeah, it's getting early now. You have a fan here.
That's my sister.
Is that your sister?
Yeah.
Is she in Toronto?
She is in California.
Oh. Thanks for jumping on. I love California.
It's a beautiful place.
I like California.
I was there last year.
Oh, really? Oh yeah, you posted the photos from I saw from like Santa Monica and stuff. Eddie's here.
Hey, Eddie, how's it
We
going?
were just talking about you, man.
Summer
February
shooting is the
shooting.
best time of the year, for sure. For sure.
Um,
Yeah, I have to get out more. That's
what are you?
a
What
that's
are
a
what
good
are
reminder.
what are your plans for the summer?
Um, if I'm not busy with my family, I'll probably just go out and shoot more.
Yeah,
But most likely I'll be busy with my parents.
yeah. You were saying that they're coming over.
Yeah. So hopefully taking them around different places.
I have a friend who's like, hey, she take days to plan a shot, and you just get the shot. Yeah.
True. Yeah.
See,
Agreed. Yeah,
it's
it takes a lot.
what's the biggest pain in planning a shot?
Um,
Like, what's the thing that you hate to do?
Finding a place, like if I'm like, I find it challenging to find a nice place to kind of have like a foreground. If
Mm.
like I want to go out and shoot more Milky Way, but I spend hours just going through the Google Maps and
Oh
photo
no.
pills and trying to see what kind of foreground I can put in. But
Okay.
it's just difficult. Like how do you find like a place? Like I see Mohsen and Patrick going out, and then they have like a nice lake for the reflection,
Yeah.
and there's like a nice backdrop of it. Um, but yeah, that's the most painful part for me to find a place. That's why I don't usually do a lot of planning. The most planning I have done was for the eclipse actually. Um,
Well
that was
played.
like a month and a half long project for me. Yeah,
A month and a half, eh?
yeah. That's like all the research, learning,
Yeah.
finding a place,
Yeah.
getting all the gears right, getting all the settings right, going out and practicing with all the gears and stuff.
Right. Yeah, man. Well, there you go. See, David, it's more than just pressing a button.
True, true.
Let me just rock out with my iPhone. It's fine. It's all good.
I've posted so many photos with just iPhone. It's crazy. Whenever you buy like a new iPhone, the camera is all crisp and new, and it'll just take all the nice detailed pictures.
I know. Shout out iPhone.
Yeah.
Shout out iPhone. Just talking about this shot here, CN Tower.
Yeah, I
You're
think
just
I
seeing
need to print
offline
this
about
one.
how it's different. Just a different look inside the CN Tower.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Thank you.
I
Thank
like
you.
it. I like it. I like it because like you have the people within the frame of the window.
Yeah. It was a
Kind of
nice
frames it.
kind of like a moment. Like it was a quiet morning. Everybody was just focused on setting up their gear and then getting
Yeah.
ready to take the shot, and then just like a behind the scenes
It's
kind of shot.
kind of behind the scenes, yeah. I don't know, just different. I dig it.
Thank you.
We were just talking offline about how to like make shoot overshot locations different. So that's where
Yeah.
the challenge is. Like how are you going to shoot the scene tower that's different?
Mm,
Not easy. So that's where you got to get really creative and really think. I guess that's also where like the planning comes in too.
right.
Like how are you going to do it exactly?
Yes, I mean, like so many people have taken so many beautiful shots with unique perspective. How do you come up with a different perspective? That's the biggest challenge,
Yeah,
in my opinion. But
yeah.
um,
But
it's
what
just
happens if you don't find it? Like you're not gonna take the shot?
no, just take the shot. It
Mm.
doesn't matter if people have taken it before. Just take the shot. If you like it, take the shot.
Mm.
That's what it comes down to. Like there's
Yeah.
so many times I've walked on Harborfront, and I've seen so many shots of the CN Tower between the two buildings, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I've seen this before. I've seen this, and so many people have captured stunningly. But I'm like, it's fine. So many people. It's just I have to capture it. I like the view. I'm just gonna capture it. It doesn't matter how many people have
Yeah.
captured it before.
Yeah. Interesting, eh?
Mm,
You can get a lot of you can use Instagram to get inspired and to like network too. Who are some
absolutely.
top people besides Eddie? I know who's on here. Who are some people
Everybody
that,
knows Eddie.
everyone knows Eddie. You know that. We know that.
I've
Who are
met
some
bunch
people?
of great people, man. And I think it all started with I think the first one was where Eddie invited me for a moonrise. So many people came. To name a few, Sriraj, Mohsen, Patrick, Snow, Ernie
Right. Right.
was
I
there.
don't know Ernie. I know. I never saw him on Instagram.
I've only met him
Oh,
once in
yeah.
one of those, actually twice in one of those moonrise meetups. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's a great way to connect with different people. I'm
Yeah.
not so much of a social person,
No.
but these meetups kind of puts me in a position where, okay, I have to go out and I have to face my fears. So
You kind of have to get outside of your comfort zone.
exactly, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. That's the
Yeah.
only goal when I go out for all these meetups,
Yeah. Interesting.
and
Eh?
it turns out to be really good. Um,
Yeah, because usually people are nice.
they're nice, yeah.
Yeah,
It's
usually.
just all in my head.
Yeah, but I also find that a lot of people that are creative are also like introverts. People that are photographers or painters
Yeah,
or any kind
yeah.
of like endeavor in the creative space. Usually they're not as outgoing because
No,
that's just a common thing I've found. Interesting, eh?
but yeah, but you'll meet like people from all walks of life, with all kinds of background, all kinds of experience with photography,
Yeah,
travel, and it's good to hear their stories, their experiences.
yeah, because you never know what they know,
Yeah,
and you don't know what you don't know until you don't know it.
exactly. I
Because
mean, I've learned so much just being in the meetups.
yeah, exactly.
Like the most fascinating thing, what I've observed is everybody's capturing the same thing, but everybody has set up their camera in a very specific way. It's a very
Mm,
subtle difference, but everybody is just capturing same thing from a different perspective,
yeah,
different angle, different height,
yeah,
and it's just so nice. Like
interesting.
everybody has a different vision.
Yeah, interesting. And sometimes it's something that you never would have thought of, or it could be so like
No,
simple. It's like,
yeah,
oh, I never thought of it that way.
yeah,
And
yeah,
that's the great thing about like just going out and meeting people is because it just kind of opens you up. Because I know
yeah,
for me, like I kind of get stuck in my own head sometimes. So you have to like get out and kind of break out of your head and just like
yeah,
see different ways of doing things. And it also keeps it fun too.
yeah. I mean, I've seen
You
your
know,
videos. It's pretty nice, casual in a way that
yeah,
it presents all the authenticity of it. Like there's
yeah,
no, like you're just posting it just because it feels like you love posting it, like you love
I
talking
do.
about the things that's going in your head.
Yeah, I know. It's
And
scary.
that was pretty inspiring. It was actually
Yeah,
inspiring. It was like so many of my friends have told me, oh, you should start vlogging,
yeah.
and you
Start it.
should be in front of the camera. But I don't know, it's
Yeah,
just
but only do it if you
something.
want to do it, though. Otherwise, it's not going to be
Yeah,
fun.
yeah. I mean, I'm more comfortable behind the camera, but yeah, maybe it's a new venture to try, to be in front of the camera.
Yeah, I mean, this is kind of like your first taste of it, I guess.
It is.
You
It
could
is.
this will either make or break the dream of going in front of the
We'll
camera.
see. We'll
So
see how it goes
no
because.
pressure, Paul, on making this thing good. It's like, oh
But
man. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I do it because I want to do it. I tell people whatever you want to do, like just do it
yeah,
because you want to do it.
yeah,
Because otherwise, what's the point of
true.
doing it if you don't
Yeah,
want to? If you're just doing it, if you're doing it for like whatever social validation or like the likes or like whatever, like the validation you want, like do it because you want to do it, and that's how you
yeah.
get your own kind of validation.
I mean, that should be the goal, anyways.
It
But
is,
but
but
I
it's very easy
understand
to
it.
miss that,
Yeah,
especially these days where like everything's coming at you so fast.
yeah,
You go on
yeah,
Instagram, it's like what's happening? Like you get so many things thrown at you, and
yeah.
it's easy to miss like why you started. Like
Absolutely. Like
it's
I get pulled into this chaos of, oh, you have to do certain things in a certain way,
yeah,
you have to post a certain things at a certain time in a certain way, you try to like
yeah,
beat the algorithm and stuff,
I
and then
know.
when you get lost in the whole
Yeah,
cycle of
it
that,
doesn't become fun. It
yeah,
becomes a
it's not
job.
fun.
It
Yeah,
becomes a job.
yeah, it takes away the whole creativity aspect of your stuff.
Yeah, it becomes more like admin.
Yeah, yeah, I think what I've realized is people who do that, they have a specific goal in their mind. Like you have a brand deals going on. So like now you have a following, you have 100,000 people following you,
Yeah.
or so. Now the account that you started has a different goal now. Like you have brand deals, you have to make a
Yeah.
product
It becomes different though.
content. It's different, yeah.
It
And
becomes
you have to
different.
do certain things in a certain way.
Yeah, like I mean, yeah, like it's good that like to me there is no dream job. Like you always have to be willing to give something to get
Yeah,
something.
yeah,
Like if you want to have an account on Instagram or whatever that has 100,000 followers, then cool, but you're gonna have to be willing to give something up to get
yeah,
that
absolutely.
because things will not stay the same.
No, no. I
Right?
mean,
Things
I've
will
opened up
change.
this account like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
So with that logic, I should have had tons of followers by
Sure.
now.
Sure.
But it doesn't work like that.
No. No, it
So
doesn't. And
that's
sometimes
why like
it takes time. Sometimes
takes
like
time.
accounts. Sometimes people it just takes time. Like I don't
Yeah,
think people want it right away, and I think
yeah,
it could happen right away, but you could also lose it right away too.
very true. Yeah,
So that's what
yeah.
people tell me. It's like just be careful like how you build your audience because yeah, they can come
Mhm.
real quick, but they can also leave real quick too.
Yeah,
So the
absolutely.
more that you just kind of build like consistently
Mm.
over time, and then it just kind of builds and builds, and you never
That's
know,
gonna
right?
be more working in your favor. Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, I just think that the more that you stay true to yourself, it's easier to maintain that because if you
Mm.
do something that's not yourself, it's harder to maintain that because now you have to basically like live a lie
Yeah,
because this is not what I really do, but I have to do it because I have to serve the audience.
yeah. And then you end up
But
creating
people
this
do it all the
facade.
time. People do it all the time
Yeah.
on Instagram or YouTube or TikTok or like it just happens because they want that, social validation. We all want that, but you have to be careful of how you do it.
Yeah. I mean, it's easy to get pulled into this whole number game.
Oh
You
yeah,
have you
I'm
need to
totally. But
have so
people, of
many.
course, like yeah, like numbers equal quality for some
Yeah,
people, or they
yeah.
equal, whatever validation,
That
excellence,
validation. Yeah,
success.
yeah.
See, even Eddie knows numbers don't equate to quality of work.
True.
Yes, see,
Agreed.
buddy.
Yeah,
You don't really want to do it. It'll show. It's true.
yeah. The quality will be great for
Um,
sure.
yeah, but it's hard, man. Like it sounds simple, but it's hard sometimes because I don't know. It's just it's like a human condition.
It is. I mean,
Human condition,
it has affected me too, and I make sure to like get away from the platform for
Yeah,
some time.
yeah.
Um,
You go
but
dark
as you
sometimes on
said,
IG. You go dark. You go dark on IG.
um, I don't know if I have before, because I'm pretty mindful of that stuff.
Yeah.
I don't want to put out any negative energy out in the
Mm.
world,
Mm.
because I believe like the stuff you put out it's kind of like the energy you put out, the energy you're
Yeah,
supposed to
it
get
comes
in
back.
comes back.
Yeah.
So I mean, although I understand there is both sides to it, but I only try to show one side of it, which
Yeah.
is I guess is kind of like it can pretty easily affect people in a way that look at his life, or look at all these shiny things
Mm.
on your profile, everything
Mm.
is sunshine and rainbow. But
Yeah.
it's not that. I choose to post stuff like that because that's what I want to put out in the world.
Of course.
But the dark side, no, I just go off the platform.
Yeah.
It's
You
more
just
of
take you just take a break.
isolation. Yeah.
If like when you're off the platform, does it feel weird? Like, do you have like the urge to like just get off it?
No, no,
You don't have
no,
the urge. Like it's
no.
cold
I don't have the
turkey.
urge. No, yeah. There's no. Oh, I have to
It's
post. I
good.
have to do this. I mean, I'll still work on my stuff.
Even just checking. Like you don't have the urge.
Checking, yes.
Yeah.
That has like I'm not gonna lie. Like have caught myself going through like doing all the doom scrolling stuff.
Yeah.
Easy, and then like 20
So
minutes,
easy.
20 minutes, 30 minutes go by, and then I'm like, okay, what am I doing? It's
Yeah,
it's
I
it's like
know.
a constant
Especially on Twitter.
loop.
Especially on Twitter.
Oh, you're more active on Twitter?
I'm on Twitter. Yeah, it's easy to get lost on Twitter though.
Oh yeah.
Easy, easy,
Oh, okay.
easy. Yeah, I do all the
I mean,
time.
I have an account, but I never really
Yeah.
put time into Twitter.
Yeah.
But yeah,
It's very easy to get lost on Twitter, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Some people, it's good because some people need to like scratch that itch.
Yeah.
And it's
at the end of the day, it's a tool. If you know how to utilize the tool to your own benefits,
yeah.
it's good. But I know all these platforms, like the way they've been designed, ultimately it's to basically manipulate the masses.
Yeah.
And
We're all, I
it's the
know.
whole other side of the platform.
I've watched a few documentaries on it.
Yeah.
What's the one on Netflix? What was there was
The Social Dilemma.
The Social Dilemma. That's actually
Yeah.
pretty good.
That's pretty on point.
Yeah. But we still follow.
We still do it.
We don't break out of our habits, even though we know like
Yeah.
what's going on, which is crazy.
I feel like it's more to do with self-awareness, self-control. I know it's easier said than done, but it has to be like a constant practice.
Yeah, I think that's why there's so much like stuff out there about like mindfulness and spirituality now. Like there's so many podcasts about it and books about it, because I think everyone's trying to get to like that point of kind of like just being focused and being like silent. It's hard though. Like it's I don't know. I try sometimes, but it's hard. Like it's like your mind is just used to constant stimulation.
Yeah.
So
I've been practicing mindfulness meditation for the last 1.5, 2 years.
Okay.
On and off. It hasn't been consistent. I wish it was, but on and off.
How do you do it? I need to learn.
Yeah, I mean, there's a bunch of different stuff you can do it. Like when people hear the word meditation, they're like, "Oh, you sit in a place, dark room, and you do some mudras and all of that." It doesn't have to be any of this fancy and complicated. All you have to do is just sit down, take 15 minutes out of your day, and give it to yourself. Just sit down and close your eyes, and then basically just let all the thoughts come through. Like people say, oh, you have to focus on your breath. Yes, that's the way to go. That's basically, it's like focusing your mind to something. It doesn't have to be your breath. It can be like a music playing in the background. It can be reading for some people. It can be walking for some people. But what I do is I just sit in one place, close my eyes, and just breathe, and just try to stay in that position for as long as I can. And in that period of time, it's not good, because now you're in one place, not moving, stationary, and all you have is all the thoughts that are bombarding in your mind. And all you have to do is just, okay, fine, acknowledge it, that there are the thoughts. Don't work on it. Don't try to solve things, just because you're not going to solve in one sitting anything. All you have to practice is just be aware that, okay, fine, I have all these thoughts. Okay, fine, let it come in, observe it, and then let it go, and then bring your focus back to your breath. And it's not going to happen one day, 1 week, 1 month, 1 year. It's like anything, practice. You just have to be consistent. You have to do it every day. I mean, I think it's one of those podcasts I watched, I don't remember who, but somebody said, like, we have all these roles and responsibilities throughout the day. Somebody's a father, somebody's a brother, you have a job, you are a mother, you have a household, you're a wife. Like, you have all these titles and responsibilities that you are maintaining every day, but you don't really pay attention to yourself as an individual, because you are so busy in all these different activities throughout the day. So it's pretty simple. Like, just give 15 minutes from 24 hours of your day just for yourself. Like, I would say just be selfish for 15 minutes and just sit down and then just breathe.
And then what happens after?
Nothing. It's honestly, it's not going to happen anything in one sitting, 1 week. But what I've noticed, on a day when it's a successful meditation, and a successful meditation I would consider myself is when I close my eyes, sit down, my thoughts are not distracting. Like, it's more peaceful and quiet in my head. And I open my eyes and everything feels calm and good, in a sense. It's a good feeling. There's a lot of
Man, it sounds good.
science behind going on with the breath work and stuff. I want to get into it. It's a whole different topic.
Yeah.
But if you actually read about it, what the breath work does to your brain, it's all beneficial stuff. But it just feels good. Like if you're having a bad day, long day, just sit down, 15 minutes, close your eyes, do nothing.
Nothing.
Like try doing nothing.
Do you have to shut the lights off?
Eyes closed. So if your eyes closed, lights are off. Doesn't matter if lights on or off. It does. It honestly, it doesn't have to be any complicated. It's just be by yourself and just breathe.
Huh.
Like if you pay attention or observe, like your breath is the only constant thing that has never stopped ever since you're born. So it holds a very crucial portion in your life.
Yeah.
And that's the least we pay attention to.
Isn't that interesting?
It is.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah. Like it's all about bringing back your focus with the basic stuff.
Yeah, it's interesting.
But I didn't know any of this. Like,
no.
It's only I started getting into it because my mom and dad started getting into the whole yoga. My mom has always been in yoga and meditation and all these spiritual aspects, but she started doing it more now in the past few years. My dad has also started doing yoga, and they both go for yoga every day. And they are seeing some benefits, and then they tell me, oh, do this, do that. We've done this. This is what we see. Yeah. And I was skeptical, to be honest, in the beginning. I was like, I was like, I don't have time to sit down and then just.
What do you mean you just sit down and do nothing? Like, that doesn't help me. I got things to do.
Yeah. But unless and until you try, you wouldn't know. And then I got into the whole rabbit hole of researching every little thing about it.
I've done a little bit of yoga.
Yeah. How did you feel?
It felt good. But I only did it for like a summer, and then I stopped. Nice. So I don't think I got I think I had to keep going to really kind of maximize the benefit, because like when you start, like it's weird. Like I'm not used to this, and then she went on about like the breathing and all that, and I said okay, and then but I don't know. I'm just trying to like get to a place where I can be still, because I think that helps us as like people that are photographers or just being creative in general. I think just being still helps us in the long run in terms of just like making stuff, because I think you can kind of like see your vision more clearly sometimes, like what you're trying to do.
I mean, at end of the day, it helps you focus on your life, and it improves your focus, and it improves your vision, as you said. It only has benefits, but only if you try and realize for yourself. Otherwise, it's just stories that people have been telling.
Like until you actually like do it, you don't really know. Like you actually have to like experience it. I'm thinking, I don't know. I'm kind of I may get back into yoga to see. But it's
I hope you do. It's pretty fun.
It's I don't know. We're just trying to get better as people, right? Trying to get better as creators and people that take photos and all that, and we're just trying to, make good stuff. I think.
I mean, you just said that you want to be in your life where you want to be still. Like you are already manifesting that you want to be still. Like you just have to do the action. Be still.
The action
just,
to be.
Just be still. Do nothing.
It's wild sometimes.
It's not easy. It's definitely not easy. But you go through. You get through with it.
I think it comes down to focus too, right? I think honestly, like the focus, I think will help out in other aspects of your life.
Absolutely.
You can apply to so many different things. And I think that's what kind of really attracts me, is like if you can do like the yoga thing or the breath thing for 15 minutes, then you can really apply that like principle to like all aspects of your life. Like it doesn't. I think that's like the fascinating part. Just being able to like focus, like hyper focus on something. Because it's hard for me to focus sometimes, man. Like it's hard for me to focus on something for like half an hour. Like It's crazy sometimes.
I mean, I would say start with 5 minutes. Just see if you can sit 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And then just slowly start increasing the
We
time.
should just like not talk in this podcast for 5 minutes and see what happens.
Yeah.
That make it really riveting.
I mean, I don't want to make it awkward for
Guys,
people who are watching.
We're not come join us in this chant. I will keep you posted, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Love to know your journey.
I'm looking at these photos from California. Like some of these are really. I want to point out this one for you real quick. I like the. I like that one a lot.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Santa Monica, shout out. Is that where your sister is?
She's in San Francisco.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, but this was like a 10-day trip I made last year.
That's cool. I love the beach, man.
It's beautiful.
Guy.
Yeah.
I'm a beach guy, 100%. I think that would really help with the yoga too if I lived on a beach.
Yeah. I mean, I saw so many people just doing yoga just right here on the beach. Yeah.
I bet. Just something about the waves, man. Just something with the waves that are just really
the sound of it. And I know,
Yeah.
like I've gone and sat down by Lake Ontario in Ajax.
Yeah.
Just down south of Salem Road.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite places to be, and it's just so nice. You just go there, sit down, and then just listen to the waves. It's peaceful.
Yeah, it's so simple, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, man, California, that's a place. I like this black and white too.
Yeah, this was
That's
this
cool.
was pretty creative.
That's cool.
Yeah. Thank you.
Something you don't see a lot. Black and white Santa Monica, you don't see a lot of, I think.
This was a very moody time because I remember when so this is me going back to the parking lot, just facing back. So when I was going in the opposite direction, it was like bright, sunny, hot day. And then as I was going back, all of a sudden there's this huge fog rolling in, and then everything got so moody. And the colors were like saturated. So usually when in my pictures I see that the colors are saturated or there's not too many colors, I end up converting in black and white because then it gives you more character to it.
100%. That's a great tip, actually. I also like how the arrow sign on the road is pointing.
Yeah,
that's cool. I love stuff like that. Kind of like symbols in the photo. I dig that stuff. And sometimes I don't even see them until I get back. I'm like, oh, I didn't even notice that.
Yeah.
That symbol is like, that makes it even cooler.
I mean, it's like this is a 4:5 aspect ratio, right? It was a pretty big picture, but so I just used the rule of thirds and then just aligned a little bit of things, and then it turned out nice.
Nice. That's it. Using the rules, man.
Yeah.
Using the rules. Got to do it sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great photo. Do you ever like print your stuff?
Yes, I actually did a show.
Did you do a twist thing too?
No, I didn't do the twist. I did the another one, the Raw Artist Canada.
Oh, you did the Raw one. Cool.
Last year in February, and that was the first time actually I printed my photos, and I was blown away. I didn't realize that my work can look so good on print. And I actually have some prints. I was actually working on this.
Why you show one real quick if you can.
I was I just bought some frames and I had these prints going on, just sitting collecting dust.
Oh my god, jeez. Okay, bro. Okay, jeez. You gotta hang that up, man.
Yeah.
You gotta hang that up.
This is another black and white.
Why is it not hung up?
Well, I was hanging it up, but then I realized I don't have proper tools to do stuff.
Oh man, it's cool. It's cool when you print your stuff, eh?
Yeah. Like I still have to print the eclipse photos and the aurora photos.
Okay.
Aurora, I don't know, because aurora was not planned, and I just went out and then took some shots. It's most of the shots are like handheld, so in the photos you don't probably see anything, but if you zoom in and you print out, you'll probably see a lot of pixels and blurriness.
Yeah.
But I think on a small print it should look okay.
Nice. And where are you printing your stuff?
I went to this.
Give him a shout out, maybe.
Yeah, let me see if I can find it.
Is it in Toronto?
Yeah, it's somewhere. I can't remember where I went for prints, but
no worries.
Yeah, I know that it's north of 401, somewhere in Markham.
Okay. They're good though.
They're pretty good. Yeah,
Yeah,
these are all from their place. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. How'd you find them then? You just Googled it?
One of my colleague at workplace does photography, and then he used this print shop, and then he recommended me, and then I just went to them. They had decent price.
Nice.
And just give it a shot, and then everything. And they actually helped me out with making some changes, especially with the black and white photos. I didn't know this stuff, but they're like, the photos on digital format looks pretty good in a specific edits, but all the shadows and all the dark areas needs to be brought up. Like it needs to be a little bit of a light there, otherwise just looks like a block of black nothingness. So it was pretty cool. I didn't know any of that.
Worked out though.
It worked out. It looks pretty nice. But I have to print, like, that motivated me to print more stuff.
Okay then. Okay.
Yeah.
How was the raw thing?
Amazing. Amazing. It was, again, it's one of those things where I have to get out of my comfort zone. Like setting up the whole gallery and then just being the forefront of my work. Just meeting people, just meeting random people, talking about it. But I think it gets easier once you once you start doing it. I remember being very nervous in the beginning, but I eased into it. My friends came over to see. They helped me a lot.
You got the support
to set up. That matters a lot. Like your friends coming in, supporting you, helping you out, and then it boosts your energy.
Huge, man. I was at Raw. I think 2020, just before COVID, I went to a Raw thing. It was like crazy busy, man. Like it was like, so many people, so many things. Like, okay, that's cool.
I know. Yeah.
But you feel like that energy of people, just like, I don't know. There's a really good vibe in there, you know.
Like, it has a really good vibe. Like so many creators.
Creative vibe. Like it's just like this thing that you just like feel, because there's so many people just doing something. It's cool, man.
Yeah, I met a bunch of really creative people when I was presenting my work, and to see just the outlet of people, of how they express their life and their emotions and their experiences in different formats. Like some people had photographs, some people had like painting, some people had jewelry.
Just different
like
things.
All these different things.
It's not just photos.
And no, it's just the expression of what they think, what they want to do, and what they want to put out in the world. It's so unique, actually.
Like it's just like this melting pot of just people just making things. I think it's super cool. It's good that you did that, man. It's good that you're kind of breaking out of your comfort zone. Like it's I don't know. I think the more you do it, the easier it gets to like
easier it gets,
because you're kind of like breaking the barrier. But it's good, man. Are you doing like another show, you think?
I think I saw some email from them, but the last time I did, it was not cost effective. I did try to sell some pictures. Some people bought it, but it's just a huge investment towards that. So maybe some other show, but there's not a lot of cost involved. Or if I develop more marketing skills, maybe I'll do another
more YouTube,
another Raw event.
Yeah, it's like such a different like skill set, like the
Yeah,
business side, the marketing side, like this, like it's basically like you're like a salesperson, like you're selling,
yeah,
right? It's a
yeah.
different skill set. Like
It's a whole different ball
it's
game.
a
Yeah,
different way to. So yeah, it's good. I mean, just to kind of get like that experience.
yeah. But I'd be glad. Like I went and saw the recent Twist gallery where
Yeah,
so many photographers, Eddie and Patrick
yeah,
included, had their
yeah,
pictures up.
yeah,
And then I talked to the people over there, and then I just asked, "What's the process of getting into
yeah,
this?" And they're like, they have their own team that reaches out to people.
yeah,
I'm like, cool, awesome. Uh, it's just a way to interact, getting to know more people.
yeah. And it's good when something's like broken down too, like the actual
Yeah.
process, because people may think it's overwhelming to get into a show, but if it's broken
Mm,
down in a way that's able to like be understood, and I think it's a little bit more, less scary, right? And
gets easier.
I
Yeah,
gotta do a
absolutely.
show now. I gotta do all this stuff. It's like what's happening?
True.
But that's
Yeah.
how I do it. I try to break down things and kind of make it more like manageable, because
Mm.
otherwise it's like what's happening.
I see you are into film and production side of the business, right? You're doing something.
Yeah, so like I mean, I make videos for a living for this like landscape company, so I do that as like
Mm.
as a job basically. So I'm always
Mm.
kind of like in like the production side
Nice.
of it. But that
Mm.
came from like that whole thing came from like making YouTube videos. It came from like going to like taking a summer crash course in like video editing, because I didn't know what video
Oh
editing was
wow.
back in like whatever year it was, 2019 or something. So
Mm.
it's kind of like it snowballs into something, right? But
Yeah.
like that's why I said like you never know where it's going to take you if you just keep going with it, because
Mm.
sometimes you get these opportunities and it's like, okay, I guess we're doing that now.
Yeah.
And then people have all these stories about like having opportunities where it's like I never thought I'd be here, but now I'm here because I met this person, I went to that event, or this happened, or that email came through, or I emailed that person, and then all of a sudden it's like, okay, I guess I'm doing that now. It
Nice.
happens more than you think. Like it really does. Like it's like, you know,
Yeah,
because
it's like opportunities knock on your
the
door and
internet
you
makes
just
a
have
very
to.
small. Yeah, the internet makes it very like makes the world very small
Mm.
sometimes, because
Yeah.
if you have like the right timing, like for me, it's timing. Like if the timing's good,
Yeah.
then you're good, right?
Yeah.
So you just gotta be willing to put like yourself out there, because people may not know who I am and say, okay, well, I don't know who you are. What do you do? So the
Mm.
more that you the more that you put yourself out there, I think the more luck you're gonna have,
Yeah.
because people will start to like, okay, well, tell me about this or tell me about that.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I've been realizing too. The
Yeah,
more I'm doing this photography thing, the more I'm connecting with people.
yeah,
Um,
exactly.
and it's just the same thing as you said, snowball effect. The more you do it, the more it's just going to happen for you.
Yeah, exactly. And that comes from like just putting yourself out there
Mm.
and being able to like, I always say like, show, don't tell. Like,
Yeah.
if you're trying to like explain your photography, just show your photography. Like you
Yeah.
don't have to explain it here. This is
Yeah.
like, that's my personal experience with stuff, is like people don't really understand
Mm.
what you're talking about. Just show me the eclipse photos. Okay,
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
So
I feel you on this and on this particular
yeah,
philosophy because
yeah,
I'm not good at articulating stuff in words. Um,
yeah.
but I believe into the motto that a picture speaks 1,000 words,
It does.
and I want to make my work speak for me, not the other way around.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I
So
think
that
that's
also
really
puts
deep.
me in the focus that I have to get better at what I do.
Yeah, but we're always trying to get better though.
Every
Right?
day.
Like
Yeah, it's
we're
just
also
not
we're
this.
also we're also our own worst critics. Like I'm
Yes.
I'm my own worst critic. You're your worst critic. Like
Yeah.
it's, but I always have to remember, like it's not as bad as you like. It's not as bad as you think it is. Like it's not.
Mm,
It's not like that. You're just
mm,
making it seem that way because I think, again, human nature. We're always our own worst critic.
yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just a human nature thing for some reason,
Yeah.
especially with like people that make things. I find always
Mm,
always their own worst critics. And it's like, no, your people. It's like, no, it's good. It's good. It's good. It's like, no, I had to do this better.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's going to change though. You just have to be aware of it and just it's not as bad as you think it is.
No, it comes with the personality. Like I've been told that you have this perfectionist tendencies,
exactly. The creative
and I didn't know about this.
Yeah.
But somebody just put a word to it, the behaviors that I was doing, and I'm like, makes sense. And you are your own worst critic.
It's a creative thing. It's a creative syndrome. Being a perfectionist is like a mark of a creative. It has to be perfect.
Yeah.
And the thing is, like, it's never going to be perfect. Like, it's impossible.
No.
Impossible.
No. And I appreciate people who go that extra mile. That's what puts their work, or that makes their work stand out in the crowd. That one little tweak and the one little setting that you're not happy with.
Yeah, exactly. There's a point where you have to like let it go, but I think like as much as you can put as much into it as possible. But for me, there comes a point where you just have to like let it go and say, "This I've done the best I can with this."
Yeah.
And you just got to let it go, and you got to move on to the next thing.
Yeah.
Because there's always gonna be a next thing.
Yeah.
And there won't be a next thing until you finish the first thing.
True.
You gotta be willing to like let things go, right? But it's human nature thing, man. It's never gonna change. It's gonna be like that for like the rest of the time.
True.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's what makes us artists, man. That's what makes us artists. That's the whole like, thing with it. But you read a lot of people these days about like art. It's like, well, the art's in the imperfection. Like that's where the art is. Like the art is the imperfection. Like it's not about being perfect. So
nope.
There's a whole bunch of philosophy around that stuff, which I find interesting. Yeah, man. I love it. It's getting deep. It's getting deep conversation.
I love the deep conversation.
It's all about going back to stillness.
Yeah. And I feel like I'm more comfortable talking on subjects like this is because I have explored that area in my life. And it's like an ongoing thing. It's not just one and done thing. Just like an everyday practice.
Yeah, exactly. And the fact, and when you can talk to people that kind of do what you do, they kind of understand more. Instead of talking to someone that's not a photographer, they may not understand as much as what you're trying to get at. But but it's good, man. It's good. Well, we're slowly coming up against Sarah. So do you want to share anything else? Do you have any advice for people out there that are watching, listening? They want to get into photography? They want to keep going? Or?
I don't know, man. Advice. I don't know if I'm in the position to get advice for people, but I feel like everybody is a photographer. There's no. I feel like we're all looking at the same thing in our own unique perspective, and we're just pressing a button. If you know how to utilize a tool, sure, go ahead and then buy a camera and then capture it. But I feel like everybody nowadays, like we have all these phones and stuff that can take like decent pictures. Like you don't even have to have like an expensive gear. But in my, what I believe is everybody is a photographer. You just have to know some basic things. To put things in perspective, like rule of thirds and stuff like that, just to kind of like make things a little bit more aligned. But even then, like it doesn't, as you said, art's not a perfect thing. It's the imperfection that brings out the details and stuff. So if you love to take photos, just go take photos.
Could be anything.
Could be anything. If you
doesn't have to be a total solar eclipse.
No, it doesn't have to be a solar eclipse.
You don't have to wait 2 years and go to Spain.
No. But yeah, if you're planning, then let's connect.
We're gonna schedule a road trip.
Yeah, man.
We're gonna do this podcast. We're gonna do this podcast in 2026 live from Spain.
That would be amazing. That would be so cool. Yeah.
We have to mark the timestamp.
I mean, this eclipse has motivated me to chase it, and then I think the next one is on my birthday, so that makes it more special. Yeah.
When is your birthday?
August 12th.
August 12th.
That's
really on your birthday, so you got to do it.
When I found out that it was on my birthday, I'm like, yes.
That's like a sign, man. That's like a sign.
It's a sign.
That's like a sign if I ever saw one.
It's a sign. Yeah.
All right. Well, maybe we'll start planning a trip or something.
Yeah. we shall
I
stay
think
in
it could be
touch.
a lot
Yeah,
of fun. I think it'd be a lot of
absolutely. Yeah.
fun. Wow, man. Well, thanks for coming on, man. Hopefully you enjoyed this thing.
Pleasure is mine, man. Thank you for having me.
Hopefully it's inspired you to make more on-camera stuff.
It did. It did. Yeah. Hopefully added some value to your conversation.
Yeah, 100%. I love it. Thanks everyone for watching and listening wherever you are, and go follow Varad. His links are in the description of this video, and follow OpenShitter YouTube on Instagram for future show stuff. And we shall see you next time. Thanks, buddy.
Awesome. Thank you.